Welcome to my channel. Subscribe and enjoy my new stories every day. The sun barely peeks through the blinds when my phone rings, jarring me awake. I squint at the unknown number flashing on the screen, my heart already sinking as if it senses something before I do. Hello. My voice is groggy, but the urgency in the voice on the other end wakes me up instantly. Your wife has become ill at work, the woman says, her words clipped and efficient. Come immediately. Before I can ask anything, the call ends abruptly, leaving a chill in the silence that follows. I sit up, feeling the weight of unease settle in my gut. My wife, Karen, had never mentioned being sick. In fact, just last night she was more vibrant than ever, preparing for a big meeting today. I run my hands through my hair, contemplating what kind of sickness would require such a vague, hurried call. My mind spins with the possibilities as I throw on yesterday's jeans and a shirt, grab my keys, and head out. It's odd, but I push the thoughts away, focusing on getting to her. The streets blur as I drive too fast, the tight knot in my stomach only growing. The office is across town, but my mind races faster than the car. I arrive at her apartment instead of her office. I don't know why, but something drew me there. Maybe it's because the call didn't sit right, or maybe because my gut had been twisting for weeks, sensing something off between us. Whatever it is, it leads me to her door, but it's locked tight. I knock once, twice. No answer. The panic that had been simmering now rises like wildfire, setting my nerves alight. My fists hammer against the wood harder this time, and when there's still no response, I don't think, I act. The door shudders under the weight of my shoulder as I force it open, splinters flying, and I stumble into the apartment, breathless. Karen! I shout, scanning the empty living room. Silence presses in on me, thick and heavy. I move toward the office, the room where she always retreats to for her private work, the room that has felt increasingly closed off to me over the past few months. My heart pounds so loudly I can barely hear my own footsteps. The door to the office is slightly ajar, just enough for me to push it open. The sight inside is like a slap to the face, hard, stinging, and completely disorienting. Karen is there, but not in any condition I expected. She's half naked, her silk blouse hanging off one shoulder, her skirt bunched around her hips. And then there's him, a man, sprawled on the floor, completely naked, with a satisfied grin stretched across his face. He doesn't even flinch when I appear in the doorway, as if I'm nothing more than an unwelcome guest at their sick little rendezvous. I feel the world tilt as the pieces fall into place, too quickly, too cruelly. The bile rises in my throat, and for a moment, I think I might be sick. My wife, my Karen, is draped over this stranger, her hands gripping his legs in a way that makes me want to rip them apart. Karen. My voice is hoarse, a mere whisper. She jerks up, startled, her eyes widening as she registers my presence. But then, something more twisted happens. She doesn't panic, doesn't scramble to explain or cover herself. No, she just smirks. The man beneath her chuckles, and that's when I hear it, a high-pitched, mocking laugh from behind me. I whirl around to see her. The secretary. Her old secretary, Jill, leaning casually against the doorframe with a look of pure satisfaction on her face. Well, isn't this fun? Jill says, her voice dripping with venom. I thought you'd like to see what your wife's been up to. Karen shifts on the floor, finally pulling herself together, but not in the way I'd hoped. She stands up, fixing her skirt as if I'm the one intruding on some normal event. She has no shame, no remorse. How long? The words leave my mouth before I even know I'm asking. She looks at me, tilting her head as if considering whether or not to answer. Does it matter? Jill laughs again, and I realize this has all been orchestrated. It hits me like a freight train, the call, the urgency, the locked door. Jill had planned this. Revenge. You should have seen the other one, Jill sneers. At least I wasn't the first to know what a cheating liar she is. I can feel my blood pounding in my ears as the truth sinks in. This isn't the first time. Karen's infidelity runs deeper than I'd ever imagined. The betrayal is thick, suffocating. I stare at my wife, this stranger I thought I knew, and something inside me snaps. I step forward, but Jill cuts in front of me, enjoying the spectacle of my unraveling. Not worth it, is she? Jill says, her tone casual now, almost sympathetic. But don't worry. You'll be rid of her soon enough. I lock eyes with Karen, and for the first time in years, I see her clearly. I see the lies, the manipulation, the coldness that I'd been too blind to notice. But now, I'm wide awake. My decision is immediate, but my revenge? That will take time. I won't explode in anger, I won't make a scene. No, this will be slow. Meticulous. The kind of payback that leaves scars deeper than betrayal. I'm done, I say quietly, my voice steady as I back away, taking in the wreckage of the life I thought I had. Karen opens her mouth, but I'm already gone. There's no more conversation, no more pleading. She's lost that chance long ago. As I leave, Jill's laughter echoes behind me, but I block it out. Karen has no idea what's coming. But she'll know soon enough. The first step is clear. Divorce. The second step? Well, that's something I'll savor in the months to come. The car roars beneath me as I speed down the highway, my knuckles white on the steering wheel. My mind is a storm, a mess of anger and disbelief. I can still see Karen's face, that smug, detached look as she stood there, unapologetic and unashamed. And Jill, her secretary turned revenge artist, laughing as if this whole thing was some kind of twisted joke. But this isn't a joke. This is my life. And Karen just burned it to the ground. I drive aimlessly at first, the city's lights blurring past as I push the speedometer higher. My heart beats in time with the revving engine, the sound of betrayal pounding in my head. Divorce. That's the first thing. Get out. Cut her off. But it won't be enough. No, Karen has to feel the weight of what she's done. And Jill, she's going to pay, too. I pull into an empty lot on the outskirts of town, the silence suddenly oppressive as I cut the engine. My hands shake as I lean back in my seat, staring at nothing. My phone buzzes on the passenger seat, but I ignore it. I know who it is, and I don't want to hear her voice. Not now. Instead, I scroll through my contacts, landing on the name that feels like my last chance at making sense of this mess, Tom. Tom is the kind of guy who knows people, the kind of people who don't ask too many questions. He's been a friend since college, more of an acquaintance lately, but still trustworthy. At least, as trustworthy as a guy like him can be. I don't know what I need yet, but I know I need someone who can help me see this through. Someone who can give me the tools to make Karen pay for every lie, every secret, and every affair she thought she could get away with. I hit dial, and after a couple of rings, Tom picks up. His voice is thick, as if he's just woken up. Who the hell is calling me this late, he grumbles. It's me, I say, my voice tight. I need your help. There's a pause, the kind where you can hear the gears turning on the other end of the line. Jake. You sound like shit, man. What's going on? I hesitate, my breath catching in my throat. How do you sum up the destruction of your marriage in one conversation? But I don't have time for hesitation. I need action. Karen's been cheating on me, I say flatly, the words bitter on my tongue. Not just once. Multiple times. And her old secretary just orchestrated this whole scene today, called me, let me walk in on her with some guy. It's all falling apart, Tom. Tom whistles low, the kind of sound that says he's heard worse but still feels for me. Shit, man. That's cold. You want to talk about it, or are you calling because you need something more direct? I need to make her pay, I say, the anger in my voice sharper than I expected. I don't want to just leave. I want to make sure she regrets this. For a long time. There's another pause, longer this time. You know I can't exactly recommend anything illegal, right? I'm not talking about breaking the law. I just want leverage. Something to make her feel the same kind of humiliation she's put me through. And Jill, she's in on it too. They need to feel it. Tom hums thoughtfully. Leverage, huh? Well, you're in luck. I know a few guys who can dig up dirt, get into places they shouldn't. You want to hit her where it hurts. Money, reputation, whatever, it's all on the table if you're willing to go that far. I'm willing. Good. We'll start with Karen. You said she's been cheating, how much do you really know? Who she's been with, for how long? There might be more to this than just her sleeping around. Could be she's hiding something bigger. I hadn't considered that. My stomach twists at the thought. What if Karen's betrayal isn't just personal? What if she's been covering up something even darker? I need to know everything, I say, my voice firm. Whatever she's hiding, I want to find it. And I want to take it all away from her. Tom chuckles, a low, knowing sound. That's the spirit. I'll make a few calls. In the meantime, keep your head down. If Karen knows you're onto her, she might start covering her tracks. Be smart about this, Jake. I hang up, my hand still trembling as I grip the steering wheel. The rage inside me hasn't faded, but it's more focused now. It has a direction, a purpose. Karen thought she could humiliate me, make me the fool. But she's the one who's going to lose everything. I drive back home, the city lights flickering by like ghosts. The house is dark when I pull up, and for a moment, I just sit there, staring at the place where Karen and I built a life together. A life that's been alive for who knows how long. As I step inside, the quiet is suffocating. Every picture on the wall feels like a mockery now, every piece of furniture a reminder of what's been stolen from me. I head to the bedroom, but the thought of sleeping in the bed we shared makes my skin crawl. Instead, I pull out a bottle of whiskey from the cabinet, pouring myself a glass and downing it in one go. The burn in my throat is a welcome distraction, but it doesn't last long. My mind is already working, piecing together the next steps, the beginnings of a plan. I need to be smart. I need to be patient. But I won't rest until Karen's life is as ruined as she's made mine. The phone buzzes again, and this time I look. It's a message from Karen. We need to talk. I stare at the screen, my thumb hovering over the reply button. What could she possibly have to say now? An explanation? An apology? It doesn't matter. Nothing she says will change what she's done. Nothing she says will stop what's coming. I type back a single word. No. Then I turn the phone off and toss it across the room. I don't need her words. I don't need her lies. All I need now is the satisfaction of watching everything she's built come crashing down. Tomorrow, the real game begins. The next morning, I wake with a dull headache and a bitter taste in my mouth. The empty whiskey bottle lies on the floor beside the couch where I crashed last night, still fully dressed. Karen's text from the night before nags at the back of my mind, but I push it away. There's no talking, no understanding. Not anymore. Today's the day I start making her pay. I grab my phone, the battery barely hanging on after a night of neglect, and there's another message waiting from Tom. He works fast. Meet me in an hour at the diner on 5th. I don't waste any time. After a quick shower, I throw on fresh clothes and head out. The streets are quiet this early, and as I drive, I feel a strange calm settle over me, like I'm finally in control. Last night's rage has cooled into something more dangerous, something with focus and intent. The diner is an old, greasy joint with faded red booths and a few regulars nursing their morning coffees. Tom's already there, sitting in the back, his dark eyes scanning the room as I approach. He nods as I slide into the booth across from him, his expression serious. "You look like hell," he says, pushing a cup of coffee toward me. "But I guess that's expected." I take the cup, the warmth grounding me for a second before I look up at him. "Tell me you've got something." Tom leans back, rubbing his chin. "I made a couple of calls last night, pulled some strings. Turns out your wife's been more than just a serial cheater." I tense, my grip tightening on the cup. "What do you mean?" He glances around the room, making sure no one's paying too much attention to us, then leans in closer. "Karen's been involved with some shady business deals behind your back. Real estate mostly, but there's more to it. Looks like she's been funneling money into some offshore accounts." I blink, the information hitting me like a punch to the gut. Offshore accounts? Shady business deals? This isn't just infidelity, it's betrayal on a whole different level. "Wait," I say, my mind racing to catch up. "How did she even get involved in something like that?" "She works in marketing, not finance." Tom shrugs. "From what I've gathered, she made some connections a couple of years ago. Started with small investments, but things escalated. I've got a guy looking into the details, but it seems like she's been skimming profits from her company and hiding them. If that gets out, she's finished." I stare at him, stunned. Karen's been living a double life, cheating on me and cheating her way to wealth at the same time. The coldness I felt yesterday intensifies. She's going to lose everything, and I'm going to be the one who takes it from her. "Tell me how to use this," I say, my voice low. "What's the next step?" Tom grins, leaning forward again. "We hit her where it hurts. We've already got the beginnings of a paper trail. If we can tie her to those offshore accounts and show she's been siphoning money illegally, it'll blow up her whole career. She'll lose her job, her reputation, everything." I nod, the plan forming in my mind. This is exactly what I need. Karen's been building her career on lies, just like our marriage. Now, I'm going to tear it all down. "What do you need from me?" I ask. "Not much," Tom says. "Keep playing it cool. Don't let her know you're on to her. In the meantime, I'll have my guy dig deeper into those accounts. Once we've got solid evidence, we'll go to her company's board. They'll do the rest." I lean back, a smirk tugging at the corners of my mouth. "She'll never see it coming." Tom nods, satisfied. "Exactly. Just stay calm, Jake. This kind of thing takes time. But when it hits, it's going to hit hard." We finish the rest of our coffee in silence, the weight of what we're planning hanging heavy between us. As I leave the diner, the early morning sun feels brighter, almost cleansing. For the first time in weeks, I feel like I'm in control. Karen's lies are going to cost her more than she ever imagined, and I'm going to make sure of it. Back home, I sit at the kitchen table, staring at the walls. Everything here feels tainted now, every inch of this house a reminder of the life Karen pretended we had. I pull out my phone, tempted to go through her texts, her emails, to find more evidence of her deceit. But Tom's right, I need to play it cool. She can't know I'm on to her yet. I'll let her think she's still in control. Just as I'm about to put the phone down, it buzzes again. Another message from Karen. "We really need to talk. Please." I stare at the screen, my pulse quickening. What does she want? Guilt? Or is she trying to cover her tracks now that Jill's made her little games public? I hesitate, my finger hovering over the reply button. Finally, I type back. "Fine. Meet me at the house in an hour." I'm not sure what I expect from this meeting. Maybe some closure. Maybe an opportunity to plant the seeds of doubt, to make her think I'm willing to work things out while I destroy her life from the inside. Either way, I need to hear what she has to say. Exactly 1 hour later, the doorbell rings. My chest tightens as I open the door and see Karen standing there, looking almost as if nothing's happened. Her blonde hair is pulled back, her makeup carefully done. She even has that same confident air about her, the one that always made her seem so untouchable. But now, I see through it. "Thanks for meeting me," she says, her voice soft as she steps inside. There's a brief moment of tension as we stand facing each other in the entryway. The silence stretches, thick with unspoken accusations. "What do you want, Karen?" I ask, my voice devoid of emotion. She sighs, her eyes searching mine. "I know you're angry. I know you walked in on something awful. But we need to talk about this. We need to." "Talk about what?" I cut her off, my words sharper than I intended. "About how you've been cheating on me. How you've lied to me for God knows how long." She flinches, the facade cracking for just a second. But then she composes herself, stepping closer. "It wasn't supposed to be like this, Jake. Things just got complicated." "Complicated?" I laugh, a harsh sound that surprises even me. "That's what you call it? Sleeping with random men, hiding things from me, that's just complicated?" Her eyes flicker, and for the first time, I see a glimmer of fear there. Good. She should be scared. "I'm sorry," she says, her voice shaking slightly. "I never meant for it to get this bad." "You're not sorry," I say, stepping closer to her, my voice low. "You're sorry you got caught. And now, you're afraid of what's going to happen next." Her eyes widen slightly, as if she's trying to figure out how much I know. I keep my expression neutral, not giving anything away. Let her guess. Let her think she still has a chance to fix this. "What do you mean?" she asks, her voice faltering. I lean in, my face inches from hers. "You've been lying to me for years, Karen. But now I'm the one in control. And you're going to lose everything." Her face pales, but before she can respond, I turn and walk away, leaving her standing there in the hallway. I can hear her calling after me, but I don't stop. Let her stew in it. Let her wonder what's coming. Because what's coming is going to destroy her. The day of reckoning comes faster than I expected. After my conversation with Karen, I didn't expect her to leave things quiet for long, and I was right. The calls and texts continued over the next few days, her desperate attempts to salvage what she knew was slipping through her fingers. But I kept my distance, watching, waiting. Tom called me last night. He's ready, and so am I. We've got everything we need, he had said over the phone. The accounts, the money laundering, the names. I'll send the files to her company's board first thing in the morning. By the time she wakes up, her world's going to implode. I stood at my window, staring out at the darkened street. A storm was rolling in, and the tension in the air felt fitting. Do it. And Tom, make sure it's thorough. I don't want her to have any way out of this. He chuckled. Trust me, Jake. This is going to hit her harder than anything she's ever imagined. Now, as the morning sun rises, I sit in the living room, sipping my coffee, waiting for the first ripple of chaos to reach me. I know it won't take long. Karen's company is ruthless when it comes to scandal, and with the evidence we've gathered, she'll be out on the street before noon. My phone buzzes on the table. It's Karen, as expected. I ignore the first call. Then another comes in. By the third, I decide to pick up. Might as well hear her panic firsthand. Jake, what the hell did you do? Her voice is frantic, more hysterical than I've ever heard it. I don't know what you're talking about, I say calmly, leaning back in my chair. What's going on, Karen? Don't play dumb, she screams. The board called me this morning. They know about the accounts, the offshore money, everything. How could you? How did you even find out? I take a slow sip of my coffee, savoring the moment. I told you, Karen. You were never as careful as you thought. You've been lying to me for years, but you were sloppy. You made mistakes, and now, it's all coming back to haunt you. There's a pause, and I can hear her breathing heavily, trying to keep herself together. Jake, please, we can fix this. I didn't mean for it to go this far. I just needed something for myself. It wasn't about you. Her words hit me like a slap, but instead of pain, I feel only cold, calculated fury. It's never been about me, Karen. It's always been about you, your secrets, your lies. You didn't just cheat on me. You built an entire life behind my back, and now you're paying the price for it. She lets out a strangled sob, and for a brief moment, I almost feel a flicker of pity. But it's gone as quickly as it came. Jake, I'm begging you. They're going to fire me. They'll ruin me. I'll lose everything. You can't do this. I stand up, pacing the room now, the energy of my revenge fueling every step. Oh, I can. And I did. You think this is about your job? This is about what you did to me. This is about every lie, every time you looked me in the eyes and pretended you weren't sleeping with someone else. This is about betrayal, Karen. And I'm done being the fool. She sobs louder now, but I don't care. The sound only strengthens my resolve. I never thought you'd do this to me, she whispers, her voice barely audible. Well, I never thought you'd cheat on me with your secretary. Or that I'd find out you've been laundering money behind my back, I reply coldly. So I guess we're both full of surprises. I hang up before she can respond, tossing the phone onto the couch. The satisfaction I feel is deep, like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. But it's not over yet. No, there's still one more person who needs to face the music. Jill. She's been radio silent since the day I walked in on Karen and her latest fling, but I know she's been watching, waiting to see how things play out. She's probably enjoying the spectacle, thinking she's untouchable, that she's won. But she's wrong. I've got something special planned for her. Tom was thorough, and Jill's name popped up more than once during his investigation. Turns out, she had her hands dirty too. While she may have left Karen's company, she's been helping Karen siphon funds for years. She's just as guilty. And she's about to learn that. I get in my car and drive, the city passing by in a blur. It doesn't take long to find her, Jill's always been predictable. I pull up outside her apartment building, waiting, watching. A few minutes later, she appears, walking out the front door like she doesn't have a care in the world. I get out of the car, approaching her before she even sees me. Jake, she says, startled. What are you doing here? I don't answer right away. Instead, I take a long, hard look at her. The woman who helped destroy my marriage, who reveled in my humiliation. There's no remorse in her eyes, just surprise. We need to talk, I say, my voice calm but cold. She frowns, crossing her arms. Talk. About what? I think we're done talking, Jake. Your wife's a cheater, and you know it. What else is there to say? I step closer, lowering my voice. I know everything, Jill. Not just about Karen, but about you. The money. The offshore accounts. You're as guilty as she is, and now, you're going to pay for it. Her face pales, and for the first time, I see fear flicker in her eyes. What are you talking about? I didn't. Save it, I cut her off. Tom found the trail, Jill. You think you're smart, but you weren't careful enough. And now, I'm going to make sure you go down with her. She backs away, shaking her head. You wouldn't. You can't prove anything. I smile, a cold, cruel smile that sends a shiver down her spine. Watch me. I walk away, leaving her standing there in the middle of the street, her face a mask of panic. By the time I get back to my car, I know she's already thinking about her next move, about how to save herself. But it's too late. The files are already in the hands of the authorities. Jill's life, just like Karen's, is about to come crashing down. I drive away, the sun sinking low on the horizon, casting long shadows across the city. The storm that had been brewing all week finally breaks, rain hammering against the windshield as I speed down the highway. By the time I get home, the phone is buzzing again. Karen, Jill, it doesn't matter. I don't answer. I don't care anymore. They're both finished. And so is this chapter of my life. As I step inside, the house feels emptier than ever, the silence almost unbearable. I sit down in the darkened living room, staring at the blank TV screen. There's no sense of victory, no real satisfaction. Just an overwhelming emptiness where my marriage, my life, used to be. I've taken my revenge. I've destroyed the people who betrayed me. But as the rain pours down outside, I realize something I hadn't considered before. In destroying them, I've destroyed myself too. Karen and I will never speak again. Jill will disappear, her life in ruins. And me? I'm left with nothing but the wreckage of a life I can never get back. Betrayal cuts deep. But sometimes, revenge cuts even deeper. And in the end, no one wins.